This is your one and only Firespark81 with your daily dose of video goodness. Is there a mod you'd like to see me spotlight? If so, leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to make it happen. Today, we are looking at the Big Raft mod because rafts are awesome. Let's get to it. First of all, we're going to have a look at the Engrams. They're down at the bottom. Bet y'all didn't think about that, did ya? The big wood raft is going to cost you 1 point. The dino transport barge is going to cost you 20 points. The barge gateway is going to cost you 5 points. And the barge gate is also going to cost you 5 points. Let's have a look at the costs. The raft, the transport barge, the gateway, and the gate. Now, before we get into the details of this mod, let's talk about some facts. First of all, the big raft. It's going to carry 2,000 structures with a max build height of 3,000. And I'm assuming the barge's max build height is the same as the raft's at 3,000, and it can carry 3,000 structures. So you're looking at 2,000 structures for the raft and 3,000 structures for the barge. Also, I just want to make sure you guys are aware. I know the icon shows a brontosaurus boarding the barge, but that is not the case because of the way that the dinos are encoded, and it is the dinos that have the code in them and not the barge itself. The big dinos that support platforms such as Parasaur, Bronto, Quetzal, and stuff like that, and will not be allowed to get on the barge. They just won't go on there. The mod author states this on the page and states that in order to fix that, he would have to remap the dinos, which would cause this mod to not be as stackable as it is, so therefore he doesn't want to do it. Any other dino that can get on your rafts or any other platforms should board the barge without any issues whatsoever. So let's take a look at the barge. As you can see, this thing is freaking massive. Like, I feel like 3,000 structures pieces is freaking crazy, and you could literally build a freaking fortress on this thing. Like, its size is just crazy. Although driving it with a fortress on it would be a bit of a pain in the butt. But, I mean, if you parked it somewhere out in the ocean and just built like a giant 2 or 3 story structure to park all your dinos in, massive freaking awesome base, yeah, it'd be really cool. So here is a look at the big raft and a regular raft. The regular raft is on the left and the big raft is on the right. They are the exact same. I can't find any differences between them. They're the exact same size. They have the exact same menu options when you highlight their menu. The only big difference besides the structure count is that it can move backwards and the regular raft can't. So structure count, backwards. That's about it. Other than that, this raft is the exact same as the other raft. So back to the barge, you can see it steers from the back, and it can also go backwards as well. So steering it may be a bit of an issue at times if you're getting in some tight spaces, but out in the open ocean it shouldn't be a problem. But Firespark, how am I supposed to build on that and get everything centered and all nice and neat and pretty? Don't worry, I got you covered. Follow these instructions exactly and you will find your center point, and then you can build out from there. First of all, what you're going to want to do is have your structure ready to go. Once you got your foundation of choice, doesn't really matter which one, just have it ready to go. Next, you're going to want to set yourself up so that you can just hit E to board the raft without touching the mouse. So look at it, take your hand off the mouse, hit E to be able to board the raft to drive it. After that, hit the button corresponding with wherever you have your foundation on your hotbar, and then click your mouse button without moving it to place it. And now if you place back more structures, you can see here that it's about as centered as it's gonna get. The distance between those outer pieces, I guess those are anchor things or whatever, between them and the structure is pretty much the exact same. I'll show you with wooden structures too, because it looks a little bit off with the stone structure since they're not even. So let's take a look at doing the exact same thing with the wooden foundations, and you can see that it's pretty much identical. So I'm just going to do the exact same thing that I did before. Just hit E, board the raft, immediately place the structure without moving, place it back, and place on both sides. And you can see now much clearer that the space is identical. So this should allow you, if you have to have everything centered and perfect, to build your perfectly centered structure. So I'm sure you're wondering why it has the special gates. Well, first of all, you can place normal size gates on the barge, and it's really easy to do, and you can snap them to a point if you use the fence foundation like you do when you're normally building. But the problem is this only lets the smaller dinos through, and you can't get your bigger dinos, some of your bigger dinos that can board the raft, onto the raft through the gate. So now if I try to place a behemoth stone gate, you can see that it turns red and won't let me place it. It won't snap, it'll line up, but it just won't place. But now if we use the gate that comes with the mod, you can see that it wants to line up, it wants to place without any issues, and it should snap just the same as a regular gate if you put a fence foundation down. This will allow you to have your giant gate so that you can bring any dino into your barge and keep it nice and safe and sound, like I'm sure many people would want to do once they built their giant base on their barge. I really like the look of the gate too, because it matches the barge. It's got that nice brushed, polished metal feel to it. It just feels nautical. Also note that once you place the gate, you cannot pick it up. Well, I think that's about it for the big raft mod. If I missed anything that you guys know of, let me know down below. That's going to call it for this episode. If you liked the video, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, don't want to leave a comment, just hit that thumbs up button and show your support. Alright, until next time, thanks for watching.